Feature Friday.
The freshest. Alright, I'm super excited to watch this because in yesterday's video where we watched Sunidhi and Shreya sing together in this acoustic environment that was absolutely heavenly perfect, you guys, we actually asked if that was a male collaboration with such voices, and you guys suggested, Sonu Nigam singing with the both of them in the X Factor.
Let's give it a watch.
So let's have a look.
The X Factor India.
Yeah, this is a cappella as well. There's
nice.
No music, no nothing.
I don't think we've ever seen the X Factor like India. Maybe if I think someone's come from that we're familiar with. I don't know. Let us know perhaps if you like to check out some of that stuff.
Let's have a look. How do they do that thing where it sounds like there's bloody instruments in the music and there's only their voices?
What?
How do they do that?
So hold on, but why would this happen? What the fuck?
Alright, so I think they were part of the judges in the X Factor India. And you know how like in American, like in Idol, the show, or like in The Voice, you know, the judges get to perform as well.
Right.
As well as the
ACAPELLA,
contestants.
Jesus.
I don't know why on earth they would choose to do it a cappella. Well, obviously because they can.
It sounds like they have a vocal pedal and
They do,
reverb,
it's like,
and it's meant to.
It is.
Go
I
on.
do think they do have a little help from from the reverb and equalizing in the stage, but the velvetiness and the highly melodic effect of the vocalization only comes from their voices, and that mix of classical singing technique with contemporary lyrical music, which is, you get this really highly melodic vowels, really high soft lifted soft palate right at the back of the throat, and it just creates this beautiful sense of resonance. That's right. Wow, do it again.
मेरे हाथ में तेरा हाथ हो सारी जन्नतें मेरे साथ हो तू जो पास हो.
What? No, that's like a completely different key. What on the earth?
So they all, well, from what I'm hearing, from what you guys were saying, they all came around the same time, like. The
three of them.
Yeah,
rose to fame in the same era.
They're all contemporary of the same generation. Like I guess like now like Arijit, he's a bit newer gen.
Right, okay.
But
like Shreya, Sunidhi and Sonu, from what you guys said, they're more contemporary in the generation of music and what was kind of popping at the moment when they arose. Go on.
So like early 2000s era of music.
I don't know. Yeah, I can imagine.
Okay.
That's
a different key. How did he find that?
He's very impressive. There's like
God.
I think it's like a theater or something. It's very big place. Go on.
Oh my God!
Also,
No.
by the way, they look very attractive. Sunidhi and Shreya, like with those dresses and stuff, especially Sunidhi's dress.
They all look amazing, but I think what really taking the whole situation here is the vocal display.
I don't think they're judges.
They are judges. They're the judges in this, because there's another clip of them sitting in the judge in the judge.
But there's only 3 spaces in the judges area.
Yeah, well,
there
there are
were-
3 of them.
No, there's already judges sitting there.
There's one other guy.
Yeah.
There's 4 judges. I saw another clip where they
Oh,
were
yeah?
sitting down interacting with each other.
It's just the
as
table
judges.
only has 3 spaces.
No.
And there's already one person sitting down. So maybe 2 of them are judges. Another one's like a special guest.
Maybe.
Because sometimes I remember, like in these shows, they would bring like I don't know, fucking Justin Bieber,
or the best friends of the artist that we're already judging. It was like, oh, special guest.
That's right. Yeah. So I don't know what this is, but certainly that's a very odd scenario, and I think probably
they do it in The Voice Spain. Like their judges bring out their best friends, and like they're also famous, and they start singing out of nowhere.
Yeah, I think it's certainly pretty unique to the Indian music industry. This like given the huge like connection to like the classical music, and the fact that it is most things are pretty industry detached, so there's not many standards you have to kind of comply to when it comes to industry. There's just classical principles you have to comply to. So the fact that there's a cappella and it's on TV, no one cares, and the fact that it's like it requires absolute silence in the crowd, it's like it would be a prerequisite for this type of performances, but I think given the culture there of classical singing, everyone just kind of knows what comes to be.
Could be.
If you're gonna do such piece a cappella.
Could be, but I actually believe that that's pretty mad crowd management. I believe I lean towards that more than.
I think if this was gonna happen in another
behavioral code because of. I don't think so.
I think if it was going to happen in another industry, this would be very unlikely to occur in this manner. I think if it's going to happen in anywhere, it would happen like in the indie music industry. It's not the first video we've seen where, especially in the indie music industry, where then when they do decide to do this type of singing, I guess what would you call it?
I think this is the first time we've seen an a cappella performance from.
Nah, dude. I mean, yeah, a cappella, yes, but where the crowd is complete silent and it allows for moments like this. Mm-hmm. Every fucking performance we've seen where it's like classical influenced, all of them, and then the crowd goes wild at the end. But you can hear like a pin drop in every single one of them, and I think that's when that occurs in any other industry. It's like, what the hell? That's crazy. When you see it happen in Japan with like, One OK Rock. But in India, it seems when classical influence singing is involved, or classical, everyone's just dead silent. Because
it's like respecting the craft in the way.
So if this was gonna happen anywhere, it doesn't surprise me that it would be in India. Yes, there's obviously some crowd management involved. That's undeniable. I mean, it is a crowd, and it is a showbiz show.
It's not, and I don't personally believe this is highly classical influence. Like there are influences, but I don't think this is as regimented as Indian classical music singing as you would think.
Neither do I. What I mean is,
it's very contemporary with the classical influences.
Yeah. Neither do I think this is classical.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, given the classical interlink of
culture,
the culture, people therefore are more accustomed to be so aligned with musical pieces, which already set the tone or create this atmosphere. Everyone adheres to it better.
Yeah, I see that. I don't understand how they find the keys.
I think they're all kind of the same age as well. That's what I mean. Jesus.
That's a huge. Yeah, I think one of them might be a special guest. Yeah, that's a huge crowd. But can we have a moment? If any of you actually have sung stuff like this before, how do you find the key? Based upon what the last person sung, especially in the male and female lines, because there are completely different keys and they're not even work remotely similar.
There might be like different songs, because there in the title it says like rocking performance on evergreen songs. So maybe there's a selection
like a
of songs, that they're all doing.
Could be, for all you know.
Just a matter of remembering. Even Shreya's like, whoa.
Goodness, what on the earth? Like, it's
He reminds me
really
of David Bisbal.
difficult. Oh, he does,
Yeah.
it's really difficult to understand how they adhere to each other so well, doing stuff that is so juxtaposed to each other singing wise.
Yeah.
From the key, from the movement itself of the harmony, from when they come in time signature wise, because it's all very rubato, it's all very vocal led, because there's no accompaniment, right? So you're bouncing off of your companion, right? So you're bouncing off of your partner in this case. But it's hard because it's syncopated entrances, it's dynamic movements, and it really unpredictable singing patterns. At least to me, I would have to study this performance.
Probably more
like,
structured than we think, but also pretty free flowing, I would imagine.
well, there's definitely a structure, and there's a definite designated pattern, but to me as a spectator who doesn't really know much about this way of singing, it all seems to me as it's a work of magic, because there's so much science behind each singing phrase that combined together just really works, but you wouldn't think it would.
So it's the fear, right? Like, the more you know, then I guess you hope that...
The less wonder you...
yeah. You would hope that even though you know exactly what's going on...
Yeah.
And I'm sure after we read the comments or anything like that, and then we kind of become more informed, it doesn't lose that... allure of magic that it had.
Yeah.
Gori 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 chori 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 chori.
Yeah, it's a medley.
किया करो तुम मुझे तुम मिला करो अरे यूं ना मिलना किसी से कभी हमारे सिवा. गोरी 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 मुझे मुझे नए नए गोरी गोरी देखो देखो हम दोनों.
That is so cool.
सुनो सुनो दिल के जो गीत है पर सुनना.
That's uncomfortable as hell.
हमारे सिवा. गोरी 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 गोरी.
It's so wild. They just completely changed keys. They completely changed, and the two of them, Shreya and Sunidhi, they sound exactly the same.
Yeah, they're like one
I
person.
love that. I love that.
चोरी 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 गोरी 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 बोले बोले नहीं नहीं गोरी गोरी.
Oh my god, that's freaking wild.
So I guess the end is kind of like more like probably like a this is what I guess I'm gonna guess. I'd imagine that song was like obviously like a hit, would imagine.
I would think so.
And it's one of those songs that like what the hell were those pieces that everyone would kind of try and do in trios, like vocal trios, is like like Boys to Men type of thing when they do covers of this type of shit.
Yeah.
But this is like that but based in India. It's very interesting certainly to see them in this type of environment. I think they are very contemporary or around their same ages and when they came around.
Okay.
Based on what you guys have told me in the comments. I would love to see if they have an actual piece together. I know that Shreya and Arijit do have a couple of songs together. You guys have mentioned that. But this would be
Shreya and Sonu actually have a lot of work together too.
Yeah, this certainly would be checking out maybe if they have something in a trio or something a bit more I guess structured. But this was really interesting, especially when you guys send like tiny clips like this where it's like I don't know, tiny clips of magic, because there's some of these moments, you know what I mean, it's like luckily they were recorded. But they could happen like behind stage, and no one would have known.
And they probably
do,
it. And that's the interesting fact of it. That this actually probably came about because they fool around in this manner.
Yeah.
And they probably producers would probably be like, that's exactly what you're gonna do. Like, more often than not, that's how this.
Yeah, I'd love to see how this came to be, right?
Yeah.
This would be really. Yeah, I wonder how it came to be. Like maybe, I don't know. Maybe they're on the same label, and then maybe they kind of just got.
Maybe because
friends.
they were in the same show at the time being...
Right.
I would think that would be the interlink there. But
well, let us know more about it. And I know that a lot of you guys do want us to check out some stuff from X Factor. I keep seeing a few of them come up, but I still haven't had a chance to check them out. So do let us know what you'd like us to check out from there. And do put it in the pinned comment below. And make sure you like each other's comments and stuff so we know what you guys want us to see. Goodbye.